3-minute period has begun for match race. Heat number 2, Dustin Eccles to the inside. In the gear 40, Miss Beacon Plumbing. Jimmy Shane on the outside, your top qualifier. In year 1, Miss HomeStreet. Eccles to the inside, Shane to the outside. Brad Luce, we are 35 seconds away. Let's begin the showdown format with H1 Unlimited in San Diego.
Let's go racing from the San Diego Bayfair, presented by HomeStreet Bank. Jeff, on your marks. Mark. It was 25 seconds. You said 21. Hey, you can drive on these things. All right.
It's about 12 seconds off that exit. We're 15 right now, so they're going to be pretty close. Don't jump and head out of speed. Eccles, Beacon Plumbing on 1. Shane, HomeStreet on the outside.
Inside 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1, Mark. And we are racing in the first race of our showdown. Shane with a lot of speed on the outside. I think he's going to get down there first. The angle will change. The start is under review. Start is under review. We'll call them as they are in the water. And right now it's Jimmy Shane with about 3 boat lengths when they get to the exit pin. Eccles will now try and save ground on the inside. Now it's just pedal to the metal, Jeff.
Start under review. Shane a slight lead on the outside. Eccles the advantage. Shorter way around on the inside. Both boats have jumped the start here in the match race. Shane your leader. Eccles to the inside. Brad in turn number 2. Still anybody's race. Both jump the gun.
We are just going to run the 2 laps. We're just going to run the 2 laps. Nothing like that. Eccles staying on the inside.
It's pretty sharp. But Jimmy Shane is on the outside. Lots of boat speed in that boat. He set the lap record here with yesterday. Look for the powder blue and hang it down the lower end of the race. Or is it going to be all orange? There's the powder blue. But Jeff, this time it's only about 3 boat lengths. Eccles is hanging right with him. Good boat racing and dueling here. And oh, by the way, this is the checkered flag lap.
Final time around. Shane a slight leader on the outside, but you can see Eccles accelerating on the inside at Beacon Plumbing. Anybody's race in this match race. Now Shane extends it out by 4 lengths. Brad and Eccles tighten it up. Final turn, final lap.
Gonna have to use that inside lane to his advantage. Jimmy Shane doing it
Now it's a pure acceleration up the top of the race course. And they will come down to pick up the check flag. Verify the checkers. Coming down,
it is going to be Jimmy Shane. It's going to cross start finish line. First with the victory, the checkered flag flies. Shane by, I don't know the margin of victory, I'm going to guess 5, 6, 7. Both lengths, it was acceleration off the top end here. I think they got it for him.
I think Dustin made up some ground, Brad, but I thought it was about 3 boat lengths, but we'll identify it here on our monitor here in a bit. But we're off and running in the H1 Unlimited Showdown format here at the 2022 HomeStreet Bank San Diego Bayfair.
115 to the start. J. Michael Kelly all the way down to the I-5 corner. Jeff Bernard just entering that lower corner right now. They will hook up coming up the backstretch, and then we'll start watching our timing marks. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 mark. 1 minute. 1 minute to the start of our second match race. Winner moves on to the final heat, where they will join Jimmy Shane. You won the Miss HomeStreet, assuming both boats go through tech inspection. But that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to win this match race and get yourself on the front row of that winner-take-all final coming up later on in the day. Now our 2 boats are very close together, Jeff. 45 seconds. They're hooked up.
Looks good coming up on the 30-second mark. J. Michael Kelly in lane number 1. Jeff Bernard in lane number 2. 24 seconds, Brad. I say that's where you need to be. They're there. Brad Luce, bring him to the start-finish line. Who is this?
Kelly It is the Mr. Tracy's on the inside. 10 seconds until the start.
I like the timing. I like where they are. Now it's acceleration. We are at 5 seconds. Make it 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. And we are racing here in our second match race. Kelly on the inside in the Miss Tri-City. Bernard on the outside. Can't see Jeff Bernard. Who's going to get down there first? Jeff Taylor. Who do we see? We see J. Michael Kelly. And the start was good. It's legal, Jeff.
Start Start was good. Kelly, your leader. Where's Bernard? There he is. They are deck. Off turn number 1. Thundering up the back straightaway on Mission Bay. Now Bernard pulls out to a slight lead. Kelly with the advantage on the inside, shorter way around. Bernard, Kelly, here comes Kelly on the inside.
Kelly is just banging that right sponsor, and they're going to get to the corner almost.
Coming down to complete lap number 1. This is only a 2-lap deal. You've got to get him and get it now, Bernard. If you're going to make it happen, J. Michael Kelly, they put one of them, they both got the white flag. One to go. Kelly and Bernard on the outside. Got to go get him now, Jeff.
Dynamite H1 Showdown match race. Kelly maintaining that lead on the inside. Final time around. Kelly in front. Bernard still knocking on the door in second. There's Kelly. There's Bernard. And Bernard has got it down to about 2 bike lengths. And Brad, by my view, they are side by side. You can throw a blanket over them. Final time around. And now Kelly pulls out to lead on the inside. Final turn. Final lap.
Here we go. Coming down to get the checkered flag. The winner move on to the final.
People come down and pick up the checkered flag. Jeff Bernard trying to run him down the outside, but he's going to win out of real estate. Jeff Baylor on the winner of the second Showdown trailer. Kelly, U9 from his Tri-Cities.
Nice run by J. Michael Kelly. The team was strong racing. We'll be happy with that performance. It's been a struggle with this craft in 2022. It woke up in testing this morning, and boy, it looked good here in this match race. J. Michael Kelly will advance to the Showdown Final Heat format here with H1 Unlimited at the HomeStreet Bank, San Diego Bayfair, and that Final Heat for H1 Unlimited today will be at 4:25.
Now, as we were talking earlier, the match race has had 5 lanes. Now we're watching this a little bit. Jeff Bernard's coming up to the top end of the race course here at the end. In the chartreuse, the royal blue, carnival orange, legend transport, yellow leather. They're going to come up to the border here pretty much together. Jeff, 150.
Real estate, I think Jeff Bernard nails his position. Looks like he won lane number 1 in the Mississippi real estate. 1:30 until the start. But Brandon here comes Edwards and Nielsen. Will they try some cat and mouse game to try to shoot in front of Bernard to go to his left? We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, watch Nielsen. He went down there with a pretty fair amount of boat speed on the far outside. You can't see him over the weekend. There he is. I saw him just as they got to the corner. Nielsen's going to come off the bottom of the race course here, I think, before the other two. There he is. He's going to stick his nose out there. Now remember, it's a full rooster tail before you can move over to an outside lane. He did not do it. Jamie right now is still sitting on the outside. Jeff Baylor with 55 seconds to bring him up the back chute.
Right now, Brad, I think everybody will be well behaved in the H1 Unlimited Last Chance Showdown on Saturday here at the HomeStreet Bank, San Diego Bayfair. Jeff Bernard, lane number 1, Goodman Real Estate. Dustin Apples, lane number 2, Beacon Plumbing. Lane number 3 to Jamie Nielsen, Legend Yacht Transport. Brad Luce, we are now 30 seconds to the start. Bring him to the green flag for the last chance.
Here we go. This is when your tackle marks will go to work at 26 seconds.
But Nielsen was on the far outside. He might be right. It's about a 12-second run off the exit pin. They are now at 13 seconds when they cross that pin. Bernard is on the outside.
Bernard is on the inside. It's Nielsen in the middle. On the lane number 2 is the plumbing with we are 1 second mark. We are racing. Sorry, on the lanes right there. Coming down to the bottom end of the race course. It is Jeff Bernard in lane number 1. Got to lead. The start is legal. Jeff Baylor, the start is legal. Bernard already opened up water.
And we got a problem with the of Beacon Plumbing. I believe Dustin Eccles is dead in the water. Brad will get a better eye of him coming through the turn, but your leader is Jeff Bernard at Goodman Real Estate. Jamie Nielsen second, Legend Yacht Transport, and yes, Dustin Eccles dead in the water prior to the entrance, been at turn number 1 into Beacon Plumbing. Bernard comfortably out in front, Nielsen second. Right now it looks like these two will transfer to the final
He will come down and put one in the books. He will also get a white flag, needing 1 lap to go. Jamie Nielsen driving the U11, the Legend Yacht Transport. If we know about Dustin Eccles down there, obviously he has been given the same information. He will see him down there now. He knows to hold it together. He'll be on the front row.
Tough break for Dustin Eccles. Bring it to line. Dustin well back in the hallway. You call him landing with 3 votes. But there's not a huge problem with the Beacon Plumbing looking to tomorrow. Final lap of the last chance. H1 Unlimited Showdown. It's all Jeff Bernard in front. Daniel Nielsen in second. Bernard approaching the entrance. Been a turn number 2. Final turn. Final lap. Jeff.
Get that dog on the water. SeaWorld turn here, come down. Pick up a victory in this spot on the front row of the final. Jamie Nielsen follows him to the top. But in our last chance, it is Jeff Bernard, Goodman Real Estate, coming down to pick up the checker flag in the first place finish. And this has got to feel awfully good for Scott and owners of the U11, the Legend Yacht Transport. Jamie Nielsen will come down and cross the finish line in second place. As soon as they make it to tackle, they will transfer to the final heat. That's good news for those guys.
It is. Good job by the 11 team. I know they had some problems this morning in trailer fire in the 11 Yacht Transport, but the crew worked so hard to get in this H1 Unlimited last chance in the showdown format on this Saturday at the 2022 HomeStreet Bank, San Diego Bayfair.
Stand by for a countdown. Time to go racing.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 minutes. Final heat, H1. Last 3-3.
Jeff Bernard is anxious. I tell you, he said 1 mark, and I could hear the turbine spooling behind me. Bernard is away. Nielsen is away. Jimmy Shane is away. Just awaiting on Jeff Bernard. Excuse me, just awaiting for J. Michael Kelly. I was looking at Bernard. Bernard is up. He's on the front straightaway. Jamie Nielsen now gets it up on plane. He will turn left. Just waiting now for J. Michael Kelly in the U9. He's got a bit of a hot start going, a big flow of flame out the exhaust cone, but here comes J. Michael Kelly. Jeff Mailer, here we go. Final heat time.
Looking forward to it. All 4 boats up and running for the H1 Unlimited Showdown Final Heat on this day, number 2 of 3 of the 2022 HomeStreet Bank San Diego Bayfair. Bernard through the course. Brad, that's legal.
It is a legal maneuver. Got to watch J. Michael Kelly coming down the front straightaway. Everything's going to be cool there. So we've got all 4 boats up and running. Remember, we're going to go 3 times around. It is a winner-take-all final heat. Looking at our 4 boats, you got the HomeStreet with Jimmy Shane, the Miss Tri-Cities, J. Michael Kelly, Legend Yacht Transport, Jamie Nielsen. Rounding out our 4-boat field is the Goodman Real Estate with Jeff Bernard. All the boats are down toward the bottom end of the race course. Going to be some kind of fun coming up here in about 3 minutes and 20 seconds, Jeff Ayler.
Up the back straightaway right now, that is Jimmy Shane, Miss HomeStreet, coming up on the 3-minute mark for the H1 Unlimited Showdown Final Heat here on this Saturday at Mission Bay in San Diego. Shane right here in front of us in Miss HomeStreet, 3 minutes away.
Our boats have got to stay above 80 miles an hour. One of the things we've talked about this year is the ability of Jamie Nielsen driving the U11 to find his way into lane 1. He's not afraid to stuff it in there. He likes to do it. He's coming up the backstretch. He's running a little bit of a weave here. I think he's a little bit behind or a little bit ahead of the timing mark that he would like to have, and he's trying to scruff off a little bit of time. He's got a spotter telling him that Jeff Bernard is coming up behind him, but he's way back there. So he's got a little bit of real estate to play with. This is that fighting for lane. Now watch Kelly come up here. He is right on the outside hip of Jeff Bernard, still looking at 2 minutes and 20 seconds. A lot to still be determined here, but we are fighting for lanes. Don't forget it, 3 laps.
Tough to tell from our angle. I'm curious to see if Jamie Nielsen slid back toward that buoy row on the front chute in the Legend Yacht Transport. He is followed by Jeff Bernard and Goodman Real Estate, the gold and black craft. Then J. Michael Kelly in the dominant silver, Miss Tri-Cities. Here's Jimmy Shane entering turn number 2 at the 150 mark in Miss HomeStreet. Nielsen cuts through the infield, and Brad, you're exactly right. Nielsen has a knack and a way to get lane number 1. Can he do it again in this Showdown final heat?
The other guy that's really good at it, we know and talk about him all the time. Nielsen's just going to run a big donut in the middle of the field. J. Michael Kelly is very good at it, but he's sitting outside right now of Jeff Bernard. Bernard's boat has run beautifully this weekend. I know Jeff would like to pin that thing on an inside lane. They're going down to the bottom end of the race course at 120 until the start. They will come up to the top end of the race course one more time, then they will hit our start finish line, and we will be racing in the Showdown final here. 3 laps to determine a winner up the backstretch, and look who is sitting on that inside lane. It is Jeff Bernard, as we're 3 seconds to 1 mark. 1 minute, and oh, it's going to get interesting because it looks like Bernard is going to sit in 1. Looks like Kelly's going to sit in 2. We talked about Nielsen getting in the inside lane. Looks like he's going to be in the outside with Shane coming up in the number 3 lane. Jeff, bring him up.
Brad, you called it perfectly. Jeff Bernard, lane 1, Miss Goodman Real Estate. J. Michael Kelly, lane 2, Miss Tri-Cities. Jimmy Shane, lane 3, Miss HomeStreet. Jamie Nielsen on the outside in Legend Yacht Transport. 30 seconds until the start. It's a nice alignment, maybe just a touch. Yes, they are early. Need to be there at 12. Brad Luce, bring him to the green flag for the H1 Unlimited Showdown final.
All right, coming up on 18 seconds. We believe it's about a 12-second run off that exit pin. They are a little bit early. Maybe Jamie Nielsen on the outside's got the best timing. We talked about it. It is Bernard in 1. It's Kelly in 2. It's Shane in 3. Nielsen on the outside. We're inside 5 seconds. We're 3 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 mark. And we are racing in our Showdown final heat. 3 laps. Winner take all. Boats go roaring down to the bottom end of the race course. Who is going to get down there first? It is Jeff Bernard's going to be down there in the 91, the Goodman Real Estate. Now watch him get to the exit pit of the corner. The start is good. He's going to have company, and the company is Kelly. Kelly is right with him. Then Shane is on the outside in lane number 3. 3 of them going side by side up the backstretch. Jeff Haler, a solid run.
Brad, we got a triple decker halfway up the back chute. Bernard, Kelly, here comes Shane, and Bernard, your leader at the entrance pin of turn 2.
Wow, top end of the race course. Bernard driving the daylights out of that Goodman Real Estate. It's a big course for Jimmy Shane on the outside. J. Michael Kelly in between boats. Keep your foot in it, Jeff, and he's running hard. He's coming down to put the first of 3 in the books, but we still got 3 boats tied together. This is anybody's boat race, and remember, it's a quick one. We're only going 3 times around. There's only 2 laps left. Who's going to get down there first? Bernard still got his lead, I think. Jeff, he does. Bernard is there first, but watch, he's got company on the right side.
Bernard in front. We'll see who comes out. It's his teammate, Jimmy Shane in Miss HomeStreet. Bernard, your leader. Kelly in 3rd, but here comes Shane on the outside in Miss HomeStreet. The Miss Madison Racing Tandem running 1-2, and now Shane in front, but Bernard's got the advantage on the inside. Beautiful sight in turn number 2, and Brad, Shane takes the lead. Can Bernard Keller back?
Yeah, Shane takes the lead. He's on the outside. He's driving a mighty big race course. He's leaving plenty of room in there for J. Michael Kelly, who is starting to drop back. Now they're going to come down, pick up a white flag with 1 to go. Can Jeff Bernard hold off his teammate? And there is Jimmy Shane. We see the nose of the white and blue Miss HomeStreet as they put 2 in the books. This is the checkered flag lap. How big of a lead does Jimmy Shane have? We're going to see it when they turn down there at the I-5 corner. Shane gets down there first. Oh boy, he's opened up about 4 or 5 boat lengths. Now watch how wide he goes. Bernard's going to have to gobble up some ground on the inside, Jeff.
Final lap in the H1 Unlimited Showdown Final Heat. Jimmy Shane running a wide arc. Now about a 7 boat length advantage over Jeff Bernard in second and Goodman Real Estate. J. Michael Kelly, though, not giving him up in third in Miss Tri-Cities. Final turn, final lap approaching for Jimmy Shane, but Brad, we got a battle for second between Bernard and Kelly.
Yeah, we got a real close race running there for second place. Kelly is making up ground on Jeff Bernard as they get to the exit pin, but it is Jimmy Shane going to come off the top end of the race course and come down and claim the victory. You see the white, the blue and white out in front of Jeff Bernard. Bernard is going to come home in second place. Your winner on the water of the shootout final heat is going to be Jimmy Shane, driving to you on the HomeStreet. Teammate Jeff Bernard in the 91, the Goodman Real Estate, is going to come home in second place on the water, third place, and a valiant effort to J. Michael Kelly driving the U9, the Miss Tri-Cities. That was a dynamite 3-lap final with those 3 boats. Jamie Nielsen in the Legend Yacht Transport comes across the start-finish line. He will come home in 5th position. My heart's thumping. That one was kind of fun, Jeff. You like that?
Oh, I like that one. A great run by your top 3. Brad, I called a triple-decker halfway up the back chute on lap number 1, but boy, Bernard drove well. Kelly kept fighting, but boy, Shane on the outside in lane number 3. Superior horsepower in Miss HomeStreet. Your unofficial winner of the H1 Unlimited Showdown Final Heat here on this Saturday in San Diego. Let's get it going. 28-foot crest, 14-foot width. All boats powered by the Lycoming T55 turbine engine. Generates 2,600 horsepower, 6,700 pounds of racing vessel. Brad, these boats no doubt capable of 200 miles per hour. Competition speeds at the end of each chute, 185, 190, not without question. Jimmy Shane had a test lap this morning in Miss HomeStreet at over 168 miles per hour. You don't win it in testing, you win it in racing.
Yeah, one of the boats I want to watch in this one is the U9, the Miss Tri-Cities, with J. Michael Kelly. Kelly was our winner last time. Oh, boy, look at the maneuvers. Look at the boats kill time. That is Jeff Bernard going way up against the outside course markers there. Now watch him. He's going to weave back in. He's able to do that. It's a legal maneuver. Second time he's done it, he came off way wide at the lower end. What that says is he's ahead of his timing mark by a little bit. The boat out in front of him, I started to say, was J. Michael Kelly. I'm looking for Kelly to secure that inside lane. I think he knows he can't run with some of these guys. He learned that in the shootout yesterday. I think he's going to push that thing for an inside lane and really try and run it.
Brad, we need to come up with a new term when we see that weaving activity, just cleaning the sponsons.
I like that, yeah, just warming them up like we're doing tires at NASCAR. Anyway, down the front straightaway with coming up on 140 until the start. Yeah, I think Mike, if I had to guess, he's a little early, but we shall see. The field coming up behind him, I don't think anybody's going to cut. I think they will go all the way down to the lower end of the race course. The other piece to the puzzle, Jeff, that we haven't spoken about here for our new race fans, there is a rule that when the boats come out of the pit area and until such time as they hit the start-finish line, they must maintain 80 miles an hour. That's why we say, well, the boat might be a little bit early, and is J. Michael Kelly putting his foot in it? I thought he was maybe accelerating and thinking, now look at Mike, he's going to do the maneuver. He's going to start weaving up the backstretch.
We want to be at this entrance pin of turn number 2 at 24 seconds, behind the exit pin of turn number 2 at 12 seconds, then mash the gas. Maybe scrubbed off a couple of seconds there. Right now, lane 1 appears to be J. Michael Kelly. In the Miss Tri-Cities, Jeff Bernard in lane 2, Goodman Real Estate. Jimmy Shane, lane 3, Miss HomeStreet. Jamie Nielsen, lane 4. Legend Yacht Transport. Brad Luce for 35 seconds until the start. Bring him to the green flag for H1 Unlimited.
Yeah, Kelly's definitely a little bit early up here. He's got to maintain 80 miles an hour. There's 3 boats behind him, and they're going to gain on him when they come off the top end of the race course here and start to charge for the line. Getting a little bit tight in there for Jimmy Shane. He was running between 2 boats. He got a little tight with teammate Jeff Bernard. Coming up on 10 seconds until the start. Shane trails the field. He's in lane number 3. Kelly's in 1. We're inside 5 seconds. We're 2 seconds. 1 mark, and we are racing here in Heat 1 of our H1 Unlimited Racing presented by HomeStreet Bank. The start is under review. Start is under review. We'll call them the way they are in the water. And the way they are in the water right now is J. Michael Kelly driving the 9 to Miss Tri-Cities. He's at the exit pin. He's got company. Nielsen on the outside. That is Bernard in lane number 2. He's in second place. Shane back a little bit in the HomeStreet, Jeff, coming wide and fast up the backstretch.
Beautiful picture, quadruple decker. 1 lap penalty on Legend Yacht Transport on the outside. Brad, they thunder in turn 2. Kelly in front.
Kelly is really flying. Here comes Jimmy Shane in the HomeStreet. He has gotten past his teammate Jeff Bernard, but that was at the entrance pin of the corner. Bernard's going to gobble it back up as they come off the pin. Look at the acceleration from Jimmy Shane. He's now moving away from teammate Jeff Bernard in the Goodman Real Estate. Still J. Michael Kelly out front. This is as good as we have seen the U9 Miss Tri-Cities run all year. Kelly going to get down to the bottom of the race course first. He is legal, or so we have been told. But watch for that blue. Ow, you big hop down there by J. Michael. And he had to pull his foot out a little bit, and Shane was able to make up some ground, Jeff.
Scary moment for J. Michael Kelly. He recovered. Now it's Kelly on the inside, and Shane is powered from lane number 3 to take the lead. Miss HomeStreet in front. J. Michael Kelly in second. Jeff Bernard in third. Legend Yacht Transport. Jamie Nielsen a 1 lap penalty for a gun jump in turn number 2. Shane takes the lead, but Kelly is still there.
Yeah, Kelly's still there. Basically dead even, but the speed was on the outside with Jimmy Shane driving to HomeStreet. Kelly going to try and make up ground on the inside. He does, but as they move down to put 2 in the books with 1 more to go, it is J. Michael Kelly, but a lot of speed on his outside. Jeff Ayler, we're looking for the nose of that powder blue boat to stick out beyond. There it is. We just saw the cowling. There, he's pulled up right alongside J. Michael Kelly at the entrance pin of the I-5 turn. It is Jimmy Shane now. He is out by 2, 3, making 4 boat lengths. There's where Kelly had the big hop, was right there. He's cleaner through the corner this time, but he's giving ground, Jeff.
Beautiful dueling here in H1 Unlimited Heat 1 presented by HomeStreet Bank and the HomeStreet Bank sponsored boat. U1 Miss HomeStreet leads it with Jimmy Shane. Time running out for J. Michael Kelly. Jeff Bernard is settled in third, and now Bernard going to the outside wake of Shane, your leader, entering the turn. Final turn, final lap for Jimmy Shane in front.
Yeah, Jimmy Shane's out front now by about 5 or 6 boat lengths. The inside lane's going to help J. Michael Kelly, but not enough. This one is going to go to Jimmy Shane off the top end of the race course. He will come down, pick up the checkered flag. Jimmy Shane driving the H1 Unlimited U1 to Miss HomeStreet. First place, finished second place to J. Michael Kelly in the U9 to Miss Tri-Cities. The U91 with Jeff Bernard. Goodman Real Estate will come home in third. And just now, coming off the top end of the race course, Legend Yacht Transport, the U11, driven by Jamie Nielsen.
Great way to start off our H1 Unlimiteds here in Heat number 1, presented by HomeStreet Bank. Your unofficial winner, Jimmy Shane, Miss HomeStreet. Second place, J. Michael Kelly, Miss Tri-Cities. Jeff Bernard third in Miss Goodman Real Estate. Jamie Nielsen will run 1 extra lap in fourth in Legend Yacht Transport due to a gun jump at the start. We are now 3 minutes until the start. The boat performance has improved dramatically for the U9 Miss Tri-Cities here this weekend, but J. Michael Kelly woke up yesterday running well so far here on this Sunday at the HomeStreet Bank San Diego Bayfair. 2:45 until the start. Right now, Brad, Jimmy Shane is in lane number 3 in Heat number 1. They've secured the National High Point Championship. No need to be aggressive, no need to be too cute right here. Keep your boat clean because the big prize is later today in the Bill Muncey Cup.
And we're talking about J. Michael Kelly making sure he works for an inside lane. He's coming up here to the top end of the race course, and he is right up against the outside course markers as he comes up the backstretch. I don't think that's because he wants to race on the outside. I think he's trying to scruff off time. You can run those S-curves coming up the backstretch, or you can ride the great big course. Nobody's right behind him, so he was able to get away with that. He has now moved to an inside lane. Now, this is going to be very interesting, except Bernard is going to come across and get in behind J. Michael Kelly, I believe.
Oh, and Kelly had to cut to the right.
Yeah, Kelly had to move to the right. There may be something questionable there. There is a lane violation rule, or a rule that states when you come from the inside of the course to the outside of the course, as Jeff Bernard just did, you do not have rights to that lane until such time as you pass 2 buoys. But it certainly appeared like from here that JMK had to move his boat to the right to avoid possibly running into Jeff Bernard's U91 Goodman Real Estate. 1:15 until the start. Bring him up the backstretch, Jeff.
And we'll call it physically, and we've already got it. 1 lap penalty on the U91 Miss Goodman Real Estate prior to the start for that lane infraction that Brad Luce just announced. Right now, lane number 1, Jeff Bernard, Miss Goodman Real Estate. We've received word on that 1 lap penalty. Lane number 2, J. Michael Kelly, Miss Tri-Cities. Lane number 3, Jimmy Shane, Miss HomeStreet. Lane number 4, Jamie Nielsen, Legend Yacht Transport. And Kelly cleaning those sponsons is, like I say, moved to the right a little bit, 40 seconds away. Brad Bernard with the 1 lap penalty. Legal starters in 2, 3, and 4. Bring them to the green flag for heat number 2.
30 seconds until the start. I think our 2 boats out front are still might be a little bit early. Do not expect Jeff Bernard to pull his foot. I expect Jeff Bernard to run hard. He's sitting in lane number 1. They're getting to the exit pin at about... Right now, they're there at 16 seconds. It's about a 12-second run. You got to like where Jimmy Shane is sitting right now. Bernard in 1. It is Kelly in 2. It is Shane in 3. It's Nielsen on the outside. Coming up on 5 seconds to our start. We are 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 mark. And we are racing here in Heat 2, presented by HomeStreet Bank. Down to the lower end of the race course. Kelly is losing power going down the front straightaway, or at least he did momentarily, because he has fallen way off the pace as they enter the lower corner. The start is under review, and right now you've got Jeff Bernard on the inside. You got Jimmy Shane on the outside. Already have a penalty on the boat in lane 1. This one's confusing, Jeff.
We'll call it physically on the course by the rules called. Jimmy Shane, your leader, Miss HomeStreet, make it a 5-boat length advantage over Jamie Nielsen and Legend Yacht Transport in second. J. Michael Kelly in third. Jeff Bernard, your physical leader, actually fourth in Goodman Real Estate.
Yeah, top end of the race course here. They got to come down and put the first of 3 laps in the books. And we've got what do we got, Jeff?
Another 1 lap penalty on Miss Goodman Real Estate for a gun jump. So Jeff Bernard will have to run a 5-lap heat and a 3-lapper.
Yeah, this is becoming a tough heat for Jeff Bernard in the Goodman Real Estate. He is keeping his foot in it, as I thought he might do. He may pull it out a little bit now, but it is the 2 boats from Madison, Indiana, tied together down there at the lower end of the race course. But in reality, with the penalties on the 91, the Goodman Real Estate, it is all Jimmy Shane.
It's a pretty picture up the back straightaway. Bernard to the buoy. Shane, your leader in the HomeStreet blue and white Miss HomeStreet. Jamie Nielsen remains in second. J. Michael Kelly in third. Bernard in fourth with those 2 1-lap penalties. Brad coming into turn number 2. Shane looking good in front.
Well, Shane has looked good all weekend, and now he's opened up about 6 boat lengths on his teammate, and coming up now on the outside. And in fact, the boat that's running very, very good out here right now is Legend Yacht Transport, the U11, Jamie Nielsen. He is pulling up on the outside, going to get close to Jeff Bernard in the U91. And Jeff Ayler, I actually expected J. Michael Kelly to make a strong run to try and go after Jamie Nielsen. If he did, it's flat not happening, because Jamie Nielsen is running as good as he has all weekend.
Nielsen looking good. Brad, you are correct in Legend Yacht Transport. Final time around for the 1, 11, and 9. Boat number 91, 2 1-lap penalties. Jimmy Shane clearly out in front. 1/2 a lap to go, and U1 Miss HomeStreet. Jamie Nielsen in second in Legend Yacht Transport. J. Michael Kelly third, Miss Tri-Cities. Bernard in fourth in Goodman Real Estate. Jimmy Shane looking for his second heat win of the afternoon. Final turn, final lap in front in HomeStreet Bank.
It's all Jimmy Shane, but look at Jamie Nielsen. This is the best the boat has looked in quite some time. I think Scott and Shannon Rainey have got to be pretty happy about this. Kelly coming around the upper corner in third, but it is Jimmy Shane coming down to pick up the checkered flag in our Heat 2 presented by HomeStreet Bank. Second place is going to go to Jamie Nielsen driving the Legend Yacht Transport. Jamie Nielsen driving for Scott and Shannon Rainey. J. Michael Kelly will pick up third place finish here. He driving for Daryl and Vanessa Strong out of the Tri-Cities and the Miss Tri-Cities. And our fourth place finish here with a couple of penalties, and he's still got some work to do, will go to Jeff Bernard in the Goodman Real Estate. We are being told he's only going to run one extra lap instead of two.
Correct. Just got that word, Brad. Bernard was issued 2 one-lap penalties, but they're going to let him do one extra lap more, which will make a 4-lap heat for Bernard. So Shane wins it, followed by Nielsen and Kelly in third, and Bernard right now about at the back straightaway mark in the Goodman Real Estate. So a little bit more work for Jeff to do in the fourth place position.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, 5 and again. Green flag on the course.
Green flag on the race course, 4:55 until the start. H1 Unlimited Hydroplanes coming out to the Bill Muncey Cup. First boat away from the dock, the 11, Legend Yacht Transport, Jamie Nielsen out of Gate Harbor, Washington. Chartreuse and Royal Blue. Then it's the powder blue and white U1, the Miss HomeStreet, Jimmy Shane. Won pretty much everything this weekend. Set a course qualifying record here on Friday for fuel-restricted hydroplanes. Goodman Real Estate away from the dock, the U91, Jeff Bernard. J. Michael Kelly already away from the dock. 1, 2, 3, 4 Rooster Tails on beautiful Mission Bay. We are 4 minutes and 5 seconds away from the start. Jeff Ayler, we talked a lot about the heat as we approach the 5-minute mark, but one other piece to the puzzle, unlike in 2021, when we went out for the final heat, we did not know who our national high points champion was going to be. We have already decided our national high points driver. We've already decided our national high points team. That belongs to the U1 Miss HomeStreet and to the driver Jimmy Shane. Now there's only one thing and one thing only on the line, and that is the Bill Muncey Cup at the HomeStreet Bank San Diego Bayfair.
3 minutes and 30 seconds until the start. All 4 boats are up and running. Jamie Nielsen right now past the halfway mark on the back straightaway in Legend Yacht Transport, followed by Jimmy Shane at about the halfway mark now on the back chute in Miss HomeStreet. Jeff Bernard at the apex at turn number 1, and Miss Goodman Real Estate flanked to his outside. J. Michael Kelly in the Miss Tri-Cities. Brad, it's the race before the race. 3 minutes. 3 minutes until the start.
I look for Jimmy Shane to stay outside. He's been there all weekend. I think he feels he's got the speed to cover this field. I think the other piece to that puzzle is the salt water off the Rooster Tail. I don't think he wants to take any chance of getting on an inside lane, possibly being a tick or 2 late and ingesting some of that salt spray into that turbine motor. The 2 guys that have been out here fighting time and time again for an inside lane are doing it again. Jeff Bernard sitting right in lane 1, coming up the backstretch, and immediately outside his window they can reach out and wave to each other. J. Michael Kelly, 222 at the entrance pin to the upper corner. I think those 2 know where they want to be. We'll see if they get it.
No doubt Jeff Bernard would love to have lane number 1 like he did yesterday in the H1 Unlimited Showdown Championship Heat, but J. Michael Kelly would like to have lane 1 as well in Miss Tri-Cities. Jimmy Shane right now in turn number 2 in Miss HomeStreet, flanked to his outside. Jamie Nielsen in Legend Yacht Transport. Brad, you need to be at that entrance pin at turn number 2, about that 24, 25 second mark. If you're behind the exit pin at turn number 2 at 12 seconds, it's mash the gas to the start-finish line buoy. You want to be there at full song, full throttle, just a crack behind that start-finish line buoy at 0. If you jump the gun, that is a one-lap penalty, takes you away from victory. Brad Luce, a minute 30 away. The field is assembling down in the I-5 turn.
Yeah, the field is assembling, and I think the lanes are pretty much determined and decided at this point. Looks like Jeff Bernard and the Goodman Real Estate is going to have lane number 1. J. Michael Kelly in the Miss Tri-City is going to sit in lane 2. Jimmy Shane will eventually come up with the field. He will be in lane 3. On the outside will be Jamie Nielsen in the Legend Yacht Transport. Jimmy Shane, of course, driving the HomeStreet. It looks like it'll be Bernard in 1, Kelly in 2, Shane in 3, Nielsen in 4. Jeff Ayler bring our field up to the top end of the race course.
Coming up on the 50-second mark, 50 seconds away from the Bill Muncey Cup winner take-all final at the 2022 HomeStreet Bank San Diego Bayfair, and now Kelly is swerving to the outside. He has left lane number 2, and now he will come back in, and Bernard swings a little bit away from the buoy row. So Bernard remains in 1, Kelly scrubbed off time, lane 2, Shane in 3, Nielsen in 4, Brad Luce start the Bill Muncey Cup.
Well, I think what we just saw with J. Michael Kelly is that Bernard and Kelly think they're a little bit early. It is Jimmy Shane and Jamie Nielsen going to come up behind the field. They may bring the boat speed to the start-finish line. We're at 10 seconds. Now we are inside. Boats begin to accelerate. We're inside 5 seconds. We are 3 seconds, 10 seconds, 1. Mark, and we are racing here for the Bill Muncey Cup at the HomeStreet Bank San Diego Bayfair. Down to the lower end of the race course. The start is under review. Down to the lower end. Who is that this time? It's J. Michael Kelly. Kelly's got the lead on the inside. Bernard is in second place that we can see on the inside of him. There is Jimmy Shane. He fans out just like we've seen a couple of times already this weekend. We got 3 boats going. Ladies and gentlemen, the start is legal. The way they're running on the water is the way they actually are. And it is Jimmy Shane on the outside. J. Michael Kelly flying on the Miss Tri-Cities. He's holding him up, but you're 3 wide to the upper corner, Jeff.
It's Kelly, your leader in lane number 2 in Miss Tri-Cities. Bernard tucked back in lane number 1. Shane powering on the outside. Brad, they'll come down to complete lap number 1. We got a triple-decker.
You've got a triple-decker at the completion of lap number 1. 3 of them going down to the bottom end of the race course. It is Jimmy Shane with the lead on the far outside. And then it is Jeff Bernard on the inside, but tucked in between the boats is J. Michael Kelly and the U9 to Miss Tri-Cities. Great racing here. Now you're going to see 3 of them fan out off the corner. Shane is your leader in a HomeStreet. Kelly is in second in the middle lane in the Miss Tri-Cities. It's the Goodman Real Estate and Jeff Bernard on the inside. He's in third. Jeff, your triple-decker on lap 2.
Beautiful dueling here in the Bill Muncey Cup final. 1.5 in, 3.5 to go. Now Jimmy Shane extends it out, but he is in lane 3, making a 4-boat length advantage over J. Michael Kelly in second in Miss Tri-Cities.
Shane to the top end of the race course into HomeStreet, but man, has he got a lot of speed off to the left. And one of the boats that is surprising me, driving amazing, is Jeff Bernard in the Goodman Real Estate. In between boats is the U9, and that is the Miss Tri-Cities, and Kelly can't see him right now, but he's in there between boats. Shane with 2 in the books, 3 to go. He's got the lead, maybe 2/3, 3/4 of a rooster tail. We'll see it when they get down to the bottom end of the race course, and we'll have a better idea of the positioning and also the size of the lead. Jimmy Shane has opened up some water. That race for second's a doozy, but this is still anybody's race, Jeff Ayler.
We're coming up to the halfway mark, and Bernard and Kelly just about touched off the corner. We're at the halfway mark of the winner-take-all Bill Muncey Cup. Jimmy Shane extending the lead, making a 10-boat length advantage. J. Michael Kelly fighting for everything in lane number 2 to remain in second in Miss Tri-Cities, but Brad Bernard is not out of it in third in Goodman Real Estate on the buoys.
Now a dynamite race here in the final heat for the Bill Muncey Cup. Shane with the lead now by a rooster tail, but still out on the far outside. The race right now, and it's a deck-to-deck battle between Jeff Bernard and the Goodman Real Estate and the Miss Tri-Cities and J. Michael Kelly. 3 laps are in the books with 2 to go. Jimmy Shane got about a rooster tail and a half on the field as as he goes down to the bottom end of the race course. We can't see J. Michael Kelly, but he is in there somewhere, just to the outside of Jeff Bernard. There's the Rooster Tail lead for Jimmy Shane in the HomeStreet. Look at second place. It is Kelly by a boat length and a half, Jeff.
They exit the turn. Jimmy Shane extends the lead, making a full Rooster Tail now in Miss HomeStreet. But this fabulous duel for second continues. J. Michael Kelly and Miss Tri-Cities, Jeff Bernard and Goodman Real Estate. Dynamite dueling for runner-up honors here at the Bill Muncey Cup. Shane enters the corner in front. Bernard lifted to Goodman Real Estate, settled it. But this battle for second is not over.
No, it's not over at all. Jimmy Shane's still got his lead of a Rooster Tail. Kelly still holding on against Jeff Bernard, and he's opened up a little bit of water. In fact, Kelly's opened up a bunch of water now. He's got almost 3/4 of a Rooster Tail on Bernard, but Bernard still sits on the inside lane of the Goodman Real Estate. J. Michael Kelly will give him room. Now our boats are beginning to spread out a little bit. Jeff Ayler, they just all got the white flag. This is the final lap for the Bill Muncey Cup at the HomeStreet Bank, San Diego Bayfair.
Your top three in turn number one. Jamie Nielsen remains in fourth in Legend Yacht Transport. Shane now extends it out, making a tail and a half over J. Michael Kelly in second. Now Kelly, a tail advantage over Jeff Bernard in third and Goodman Real Estate. 1/2 a lap to go for Jimmy Shane in U1 Miss HomeStreet. Final turn, final lap. If he wins it, he'll tie the late Dean Chenoweth with 25 career victories in the sport.
Top end of the race course, as Jeff likes to say, the final turn of the final lap for Jimmy Shane, driving to HomeStreet. Second place is going to go to Kelly on the water, but off the top end of the race course and coming down, your winner of the Bill Muncey Cup at the HomeStreet Bank, San Diego Bayfair, Jimmy Shane, driving to HomeStreet. Second place is going to go to J. Michael Kelly in the Miss Tri-Cities. Third will go to the Goodman Real Estate and Jeff Bernard. I'm going to say this before I go anywhere else, Jeff Ayler. Jeff Bernard drove the daylights out of that Goodman Real Estate U91 coming up the backstretch. About a half a lap to go. We still have Jamie Nielsen driving the Legend Yacht Transport.
What a great way to end the 2022 H1 Unlimited season here at the HomeStreet Bank Bill Muncey Cup, San Diego Bayfair. Let's bring Jamie Nielsen across the line, Brad, in fourth in Legend Yacht Transport. Nielsen off the turn, and Jamie will cross and get fourth place in the U11 for Scott and Shannon Rainey. Jimmy Shane on his cool-off lap, running close to the insurance markers on the back straight. Will he shut it off again like he did yesterday in front of the HomeStreet Bank hospitality booth here on the shoreline? But I think this time he might bring it in. Once again, unofficial. All boats go through tech inspection. Jimmy Shane, your winner. J. Michael Kelly second. Jeff Bernard in third. Jamie Nielsen in fourth. Shane will drive it back into his crew of Miss Madison Racing. Ties the late Dean Chenoweth with 25 career victories in the sport.
Yes, he certainly does, and it was what we call a perfect weekend for Jimmy Shane in the HomeStreet. He was the top qualifier. He won every heat he entered. He won the final. There's nothing else he could have done. Jimmy Shane comes back, pops the lid, and you said it, Jeff Ayler. When we started this weekend, Jimmy Shane had 23 career victories. With the shootout victory yesterday, that made 24. Today's victory, if it stands up to tech inspection, will be 25, and he will tie for fourth place the late, great Dean Chenoweth. Jimmy Shane, still sitting in the cockpit. He has not come out yet. The lid is up. He's drifting. He's about 50, 60 feet offshore. We're going to have him in here shortly. J. Michael Kelly is back to the dock. He has shut off, and here comes Bernard. He shuts off the U91, the Goodman Real Estate, and Jimmy Shane.
Now we play it down for the HomeStreet hospitality, which will be very, very emotional and strong victory for Jimmy Shane. He had the equipment, he had the boat, he had the speed, he had the sponsors, and a little bit here. wanted this one. He wanted to drive this hard. He wanted to drive it clean. Comes out of here with a new fuel-restricted qualification record. Just nothing else. But then
Dad!
Thank you.
Good job, buddy.
They're going to get the black boxes out of the as soon as possible. They will take those two black boxes. There's the first three finishes. They're going to do them first. They will go up to the start line through as soon as we have our final official order of finish after second round. We will have our award ceremony just outside the pit. Everybody here at the San Diego Bayfair presented by HomeStreet Bank is invited to come join us at the big stage. We're going to give out this very famous trophy to the Muncey.
I got our victory winner, a flawless weekend. Top qualifier, your 25th career win. 11 times your team gets to be High Point champion. Jimmy Shane, what's going through your mind right now? Because I can see tears are flying.
No tears at all. Nothing. I'm so proud of this team, proud of this organization. The Miss Madison Racing team has just been unbelievable to race for, and it's an honor. And I can't thank HomeStreet enough. They've given me the best equipment, the best team, the best crew chief, absolutely the most experienced crew that anybody can ask for in this sport. And it truly is just an honor to drive for this team. And just want to thank all the fans here at Bayfair. Thanks for coming out every year. Thanks for supporting our sport. And we'll see you again.
All right, Jimmy, your team has worked so hard, but they wanted to put you, and they trusted you behind that wheel. You have rewarded them for all their hard work.
Yeah, I mean, this is an unbelievable team effort. I think anybody in the pits can see that it's not just a driver, it's not just a boat, it's not just a piece of equipment. It's everybody's hard work and hands that are put in together to achieve goals. And our goal is a national championship every year. We like winning races, but that's a little bonus for us, I guess, winning a race. The national championship is what we come to race for. It shows the team being consistent. It shows that we're able to get through all the ups and downs throughout the season. And how we respond to that is really what makes us a championship team. So just want to thank everybody involved. And this one feels good. Feels really good.
Well, you earned it. You worked hard for it. There was quite the battle going on behind you for second and third. I'm not sure if you saw that going on in your rearview mirrors.
Oh, I wasn't even paying attention to my race. I was watching that in the mirrors the whole time. I was cheering Jeff on, hoping that he was going to pull Mike at the end there, and I'm not even sure what happened, but I think it was a great race with the amount of boats that we had. I think you guys got a wonderful show. We tried our hardest to put on the greatest show that we could with the boats that we had in the pits, and I think we achieved that today 100%.
Once again, congratulations, Jimmy Shane, Team Madison, HomeStreet, checkered flag goes to you. Top podium finish with an amazing 2022 season.